HBO has done it again. They put out a new banger, and this time it's Velma. Velma is actually a pretty good show. I actually enjoy it, and I think it would probably be the next best thing to come. What up, YouTube? This video is gonna be about Velma, the most talked about show uh, of this year. I'm not really sure. Um, yeah, my thoughts about Velma is simply it sucks. I'm not gonna even lie about it. It sucks. I seen the posters and the promotions and the trailer. I don't think I really seen before I seen the show, but I seen other things and I didn't really care about it. I'm almost 30, so I'm not really caring about Scooby Doo shows. Not really. You know, I grew up on Scooby Doo, so I was like, I'll probably just watch it just to see how it is, or just to do it. Maybe I don't have nothing else to do. Maybe I run out of shows or something. And I started seeing it blow up on YouTube. Basically, fans are kind of just destroying it, ripping it to shreds. They don't like it. So so going into it, I was kind of not sure what I should. Everybody has like their takes on it. It was really horrible, really horrible. So when I decided to do it myself, I was kind of pushing it aside a little bit, but I watched it. And I'll tell you this right now. It sucks. It sucks. It's man, after HBO put out The Last of Us, I wouldn't think this would have been one of the shows that would have been on the roster. I don't know which one really came out first, but I think they should have just left Velma alone. It should not been it. Anybody who don't know where Velma came from, it came from the show called Scooby Doo. It it's been around for a while. It's been actually been around since 1969, which is crazy. But yeah, it's been out since 1969. It came out with Scooby Doo, Where Are You? So 54 years later, here's Velma. So I decided to not only watch the show but take down notes of what exactly makes it suck, why I don't like it. So this is what I'm gonna go about right now. The first thing I don't like about Velma is the racial changes. The if you haven't watched Velma, well, Velma herself is Asian. I mean, Velma's Indian. Daphne's Asian. Shaggy's black. Um, and apparently Scooby Doo is probably a female. Uh, so that says enough about why I don't really like the show, because Scooby Doo is probably one of my favorite characters of the show itself. So kind of fucked it up for me. And the reason why I don't like the character change, the race changes, it's not actually the race itself. The race is not. I mean, well, it's alright, I guess. If anybody haven't watched Scooby Doo for 54 years, all the characters, all the teens, well, the main character, the main team's been white. So when they decided to change the race, I was curious about it. But the race doesn't hold weight. I thought because of the race, it would have been more changing and more a story or that thing that the kids had to do, the characters had to do. And it would probably be better to show more challenges that the characters based off the race had to do and had to overcome. But they haven't really done that. They basically seem to use race as just a joke. Um, so I don't know. The Velma is Indian, right? And her parents are also Indian, but none of them seem to be traditionally Indian. Um, Daphne is Asian, but her parents are not, basically. She's adopted. She's raised by two lesbian couples
Moms?
who's black and white. So she don't know nothing about her heritage. Um, Shaggy is black, but he's half black. Seems to be because he's the butt of the joke, basically. He's just the joke of well, the joke is he's a rich white male who can't do nothing because he's so spoiled and pampered. So that's that. The the second reason is because the characters are horrible. Uh, every character seems to be kind of weird or kooky or stupid. I would say, because the show itself, even for those 54 years, has been kooky characters and stuff like that. So that's not different. But this one is kind of just everybody seems to be dumb. The cops are stupid, and the first time we get to see them, they actually manipulated Velma to solve her own crime, the crime that they think that she did. Uh, they actually explain that they don't think that she done it, but they couldn't really take her off as a suspect just because the body was in the locker, her locker. So they had to manipulate her to solve her own case, basically. Um, Daphne is abusive and she sells dope. Yeah, weed. Yeah. Velma is rude and doesn't care for nobody else's problem besides her own. And she doesn't care for, she basically, if it doesn't have anything that will help her or it has nothing to do with her, she doesn't really give. Like, she doesn't care, you know? Um, Velma don't seem to be this as smart as the Velma we all know and love. So for the 54 other variations of Velma, she used to be the smart one. If I had to think of any character that could hold on the show or her own spin-off would be Velma because she's smart enough to figure out who did the crime or enough to do some enough to do some detective work that will help the case. But this almost seems to be not as smart, but just make assumptions that would basically ruin people's life at the end of it. But she doesn't care. Shaggy is a simp who was raised by a beta male. That that says enough. That says enough for himself. Fred is an idiot who's pressured to be more manly by his father. Um, he's also emotional. Velma, Velma is a hypocrite. She's like throughout the show, she will say and do stuff that kind of like it's okay. It's not okay if you do it type of situation, but it's okay if I do it. So yeah, she seemed all around not a really good person. She's right when she's actually wrong, or even if she's wrong. She's possessive, and she likes to take revenge on people who done stuff to her. So the yearbook, they literally call her most revenging. So she's basically, if you do something to her, she's gonna come back probably tenfold and do something crazy. Um, and it seems to be what she does. The next reason is the show seems to be against men for some reason. The agenda seems to be pushing men are more inferior than women, kind of thing. So it's kind of weird.
I only have $50 in the budget to combat centuries of toxic masculinity. Now, please welcome your women's self-defense class teachers.
Velma's father is neglective. Fred's father is not a good parent at all. He's like, they should call ACS. I'm just saying. Daphne's father abandoned her twice. Not once, just twice. Shaggy's father is a beta male. The the serial killer they assume is a guy straight, like off the rip. There's no evidence that pointed to a male, but they had an episode where they literally give only the females um, self-defense class just because they thought that the serial killer is male. In fact, when they was announcing it, Velma, I think either Velma or Daphne, they suggested that why don't they have a class for men to stop being serial killers,
serial killers.
Why don't the boys have to take a don't murder girls class?
Because
basically. So that's that's if that's not saying something, I don't know what it is. I'm just saying. Um, men are cast are basically in this show. They're basically either creeps, killers, or misogynists who are they're just all around stupid against or towards I don't know. The agenda just seems like it's against male. It's just weird. The next thing is the tone of the show. I don't really understand it because they're trying to be serious, but there's a lot of things that goes against it. It's trying to be a serious show, but there's things that goes against uh real life things. Like for example, Daphne's parents had abandoned her, which would have been a good story to tell to show off the character and how she overcomes this, or if she overcome it, or how does it feel to her. It would have been really cool to see Daphne in that kind of role. But the reason why her parents even abandoned her was a stupid reason. It's basically they abandoned her due to the fact that they had no room on the getaway boat. So they chose to dump her instead of merchandising that they were stealing, which is weird. It's just a weird concept. I would I would like to see a concept like that be more developed due to a more serious situation. Maybe they want a kid or something like that. That would have been better to see to my opinion. The killer's on the loose, and that's a serious situation, obviously. But they didn't bat nobody backed an eye when Fred basically sliced off a kid's foot. So the serial killer being on the loose is serious, yes. But when somebody cuts somebody else's leg off, is not. Nobody bat an eye, nothing. Which is again, it's weird. It seems like they're trying to be serious, but there's a lot of things that they do that's not serious. And I know it's a show, but if you're gonna be jokey or goofy, then just be that. Don't try to be serious and then do this. It's like on and off. The cops don't do detective work. Um, so anything they do is basically who tell them what, like who says what. Then they will just do it thinking that it's actually true. Like when Shaggy told the cops that Velma was in trouble inside the house, um, they ran in there and saw Fred next to Velma and shot him twice.
Oh, what the hell?
I think they both just shot him in the leg. And when Velma accused Shaggy's father for being the murderer, they literally brought the whole SWAT team. No evidence, basically, or little evidence. I think he had a welder's mask, but how many people in this town would have a welder's mask? And it'll be different reasons. It's not because they're serial killers. Um, Velma keep trying to, or other characters keep trying to break the fourth wall without breaking it. It's like they will say something and they will pace it as if it's about to break the fourth wall, but they stop and turn to something completely different. So it's like it's kind of weird. It's a weird, just a weird way to do it. But that's how they kind of um do the show. So here and there you can see some kind of fourth wall being broken, but it's not gonna break. But it's like they nod at it, but it just does nothing. Um, the next reason is the love rectangle. It's not even a love triangle that Velma's in the center of. So basically, this whole show, their narrative is that everybody likes Velma. I don't know why exactly, but everybody seems to be fascinated with Velma one way or another. Shaggy literally trying to sell was willing to sell his kidney to give Velma money just because Velma asked for it.
Will I sell you a kidney to get the $500 I need to make Velma date me? I mean, I'd be a fool not to at this point, right?
And he had have the money at the moment. Velma and Daphne like each other and actually not
In this day,
only kissed, but they actually got together. Velma convinced Fred that he should care more about the woman's inner beauty, basically by giving him a book. So he ended up being attracted to Velma. The only person who seems to not be attracted to Velma is Gigi, who may or may not be Scooby's replacement. Um, so so Velma basically she threatens by she's threatened by Gigi because Gigi doesn't show her any attention. And not only that is that Gigi is not only one of the hot girls, but she's a character that could be both hot and relatable. In fact, Velma said that herself when she was trying to give her a complete makeover to make her be more regular than a hot girl. But she seems to be hot and relatable. She said it herself. So Velma seems to be threatened by it because it doesn't fit the narrative that she's trying to put out to other people that there's hot girls like Daphne or other girls in the show, and there are regular girls like her, and the regular girls they have to struggle more than the hot girls because they're not hot. So Gigi kind of breaks that, and I think Velma she's threatened by it. Gigi Daphne was basically so in love with Gigi at first that she tried to hack Gigi's phone. Norville ended up being with Gigi, so these two things kind of messes with Velma. Plus, Fred, he seems to be going through the hot girl, so Gigi would be somewhat in his list. Actually, she was in the list that he made of the hot girls. So Gigi is basically one of the girls that could be with Fred again. It messed with Velma's initial ideal. So the first minute she gets to kill Gigi, she took it. She literally took it. It was a episode where they were stuck, and it seems like one of them has to die in order for three of them to live. And Velma chose Gigi. It was in a shock, like she chose Gigi. The other people were shocked, but it's because that one Velma likes she likes attention. So the only people that she want around her is the people that shows her attention, like Shaggy, Fred, and Daphne. But Gigi didn't show her none of it, and in fact, she doesn't really like Velma that much. So it kind of messed with Velma's ideal. Plus, Velma is also possessive, which is what she said in the show. She said that she was possessive which is why she tried to sabotage Gigi's and Shaggy's relationship when she found out they were a couple because Shaggy stopped showing Velma attention. So again, this show, I don't really like the show at all. It really sucks. It shows poor writing and the characters are really. It seems like the characters they dumb down the characters in order to make Velma the smart one. Meanwhile, in the other shows, Velma is none of the other characters are dumbed down. Every character seems like they're good at something that could come together with, and they could actually solve cases like that. Um, but in this case, it seems like everybody is dumbed down besides Velma. But in the show, she said that she was gonna tell the story her way. So I don't know. But if you like this video, please subscribe, like, and hit the notification bell to be notified for the next video I make. It's all gonna be bangers just like this one.